Hello everyone, welcome back to Prince and Nikki's channel. Thank you for joining us today whilst we bring you an updated episode for Royal Hill. Today we're going to talk about this latest update, which is the casting and retaining wall. If you haven't already done so, the previous video was the ground beams and the filling, so head over to the channel and look at the playlist. Today I'll just give you an overview. The property is a 4-bedroom. We have had some changes along the way, and we've now got a cinema, pool, and mechanical room.
We've also added additional bedrooms, so the house has gone very, very big. I think at the last change we were about 13,800 square foot house. It has just got bigger. So as we go through the video, particularly the next episode, you'll see how big this house has become. Particularly because we're just working with the land, following the contour of the land to achieve the maximum value for the client.
Yeah, and it's always important to make sure that whilst you're working with the land, it also helps with not having to use too much sand to do filling and things, isn't it?
Yes, you save money. You don't have to do all the extensive retaining wall that you need. You don't have to do a lot of works that you're spending money on reinforcement. We know how iron rod has gone very high recently. Over here, all the iron rods we're using are high tensile, which has gone now it's about over 12,000 a ton. So the more you can work with the land, the better it is that you achieve more value in terms of delivering a better quality house than just trying to do a lot of tall retaining wall trying to fill it up.
Yeah, I think the client's happy in terms of this extra space he's got as well. Can never grumble with more space, can you?
No, I mean just look going down to the video as to say what the guys are trying to do here with that some sound blending. You saw earlier on they were pulling those sound blending away from the beam. Um, Over here, what happened is when you see the iron rod, the reinforcement, that place is a suspended slab. Then where they put in the DPM, those are ground bearing slabs. So in the previous episode you'd have seen, we did some additional ground beams which were about 18 inches, 450 mil thick. Then the slab is gonna come on top. So all they're doing here to make sure that where the slab is ground bearing, the DPM is laid correctly and then overlaps into where it's suspended. Um, Over here, what we're going to do later on that, because this is a very lower ground floor, what we're going to do when pre-finish, we're going to do additional tanking to make sure this place is completely waterproofed.
Yeah, so with the area that you're seeing now, what we are doing is laying the damp-proof membrane. We've talked about it in previous videos before, the importance of using damp-proof membrane. There are different specifications that you can purchase. So if you are purchasing, make sure that you're getting the top quality one. I know some of them quite thin looking polythene type things. So please make sure that you do purchase one that's really good quality. Alongside this, when you're laying the damp-proof membrane, you need to make sure that you're overlapping each section that you're laying down. There needs to be a specific minimum overlap.
Yeah, I think it's if we people who buy from us, because although we are a building company, there are people who want to use materials we use as well. We supply those and we provide guidance on those how those should be laid correctly, because like every product, if you buy the product, the effectiveness of the product is about the installation. So all the manufacturer guarantees comes with that it is installed correctly. There's no point buying the product, spending the money. These DPMs are not cheap because they are imported from the UK. So there's no point laying it and not following the guidelines of laying it correctly. And then later on, you got issues, then you try to blame the layer.
Yeah, so what you're seeing on the screen here, this is the joining tape. So you see the DPM there, there'll be an overlap between the two different sides, and then this is the DPM joining tape. This is a very specific tape. It's not, you just don't go and buy any tape or a
You
mastic tape.
can't-
It is DPM joining tape, and you have to make sure when you're laying DPM that every single area where you've got DPM, that you join all of it. Every seal needs to be covered. That prevents the moisture from coming up. If you don't have the tape, then obviously the water can seep through the two overlapped
It is.
areas.
You've got an opening. The water naturally will find itself through any opening you have. So it's important that it's done correctly. As you said, we can provide advice how this should be if you buy through us.
Yeah, I mean, we've had people buying from further up north, haven't we, and stuff, and we
It
give
is no
the
problem.
guidance videos and
Yeah,
things.
and explain how it should be. So after this, all this is done, the DPM is done. What the steel burner is doing now is, so originally the plan was that there's a full retaining wall here. As you said, we previously talked about how this has become a full engineering project. So over here, what is happening is that there will be a step here, over here to go to the next level, which become lower ground floor -1.
Yes, and where you're seeing this area now to the right on your screen where the soil is, that is where we will be doing in future episodes the preparation works for underneath the swimming pool area.
Yeah, so yeah, that area changes slightly different. And we got a swimming pool where was original courtyard. We also got a shower and a sauna down here. There's a mechanical room. There's a cinema room. There's a guest bedroom. So a lot has happened within the last 6 weeks on this project, and we have achieved a lot in terms of progress.
Yeah, I'll give a shout out to Shu, the architect and the engineer as well. We've
Yeah,
worked
Kojo.
fantastically as a whole team with the client. We do regular video calls and chats, and yeah, we've to where we've got to now. I think the client's going to have a fantastic project for the whole family. Even it's a fantastic place. What you're seeing there on the screen, where the guy with the white top on, that would be the staircase going up to the next floor.
Yeah. So what is this? So this is further up. So also during this period, we raised all this. This is the front of the house. So this is the upper ground floor. So this is the main ground floor. How you come to the house. Those you see there are not at the level yet. And when I put this on our TikTok, somebody said, I cannot see the door. Where's the door to go in? No, because this is
This is
still coming up.
underground.
It's still coming up. So
Yeah.
as the level, when we began to cast the concrete, you see where the materials are stored, how you come into this house. These are still coming up by 18 inches. So this comes up higher. So you can see now, those come up higher. So you will be able to drive down the ramp into the house.
And the reason why we worked backwards and we did started doing the block work is throughout this project we have consistently got engineers coming to the site on top of our own team that will be checking the levels.
Yes, as the rule of the thumb, when you're working on the slope line, you need to start working from the lowest level and then work your way back to the very top. Otherwise, you end up getting your levels all wrong.
So what you can see here, this is the upper road. There's two roads to the property and the boundary. This is the higher one.
Yeah, so this will be the main entrance into the house. So here we are. This is the casting day. It's the day we're casting the lower ground floor. It's now the floor we calling a lower ground floor
-2.
-2. So we started with basically 3 levels. So we end up with four level of usable space now, which is fantastic for where we started working on this project a few months ago. So today the concrete we're casting is approximately about 345 square meters or around 3,700 square foot. That is effectively a house on its own. That is a house typically people will tell you $500,000 house. It's a house on its own. That floor alone is huge.
So yeah, the casting got on underway. You can see the guy running down with the wheelbarrow. It is such a difficult terrain to work on. Obviously, the casting, getting it down there, it's really hard. So it takes a lot longer to achieve certain things because of the location of it, and it's not an area where you can get the pre-mixed cement.
Also, premises Ghana is very
Yeah.
expensive. Even here, we cannot just it can two concrete mixing machine there. the terrain doesn't allow. You see how the guy has to walk very, very slowly and then push down the wheelbarrow with the concrete in. So it's a very difficult terrain trying to cast that slab in the basement.
Yeah,
So
the lowest one. Yeah, it was very hard.
it takes a 4 days to be able to cast all that slab. As I said, it's 3,700 square foot of concrete that we were casting over there.
I think that's one of the challenges with working in a mountainous area, but you also get a beautiful view. So it's definitely challenging, but also the reward's going to be reaped later.
Oh yeah, the views. I like looking onto the CCTV in the night just to see the view. Look down Accra, see the view. Fantastic view. If it's the breeze alone up there, it's worth $1 million, isn't it? So yeah, it's a great location. But one of the things we might discuss is why no we increase the labor. So typically, you got a machine is for 12 people trying to move the concrete down. I said, the more people we've got, the better it will be. And the operator said, no, because we will get more people around, they'll be standing about not working as they should.
There's no space though, is
Yeah,
there? The terrain
the
doesn't
space
work.
wasn't there. So I think that after the first day, we said, please bring in 4 more people. Bring for 4 more people because that's the only way we will be able to do this in a reasonable time. But yeah, I was glad he did bring more people in, and they make a good progress on the second day, the third day, and then finally there was a small portion left, and they finished on the final day.
And I think as time's gone on, because obviously the works that's been going on, the slope to the side of either of the block work has got more settled, so it is improving as time goes on.
Oh yeah, yeah. Now if you look down where we first started, you can see there's a proper path that you can see where the guys go all the time. It's better terrain and it's just gonna improve because the next stage is now that we nearly down on the upper ground floor is to do the filling all the way to close to the building so that you get a level right. The machines can come back closer to the building so the casting of the upper ground floor become more easier than walking down the slope.
And I would just say, obviously, these episodes are done much behind where we are. So, if as I just mentioned, where we are now, you can actually see a number of floors and the block work raised and the ginormous columns, and it's just to die for, isn't it? It's fantastic.
It is. All these space are currently open space. The client decided what specifically to have in this space. There'll be a gym. They have so many
Options, yeah.
that this space can be used for. So yeah. So as I explained before, we had a double mat where it is all suspended. Over here is A42 mesh, and then what is the guys are doing because they're pushing stuff on a made a special blocks that keep pushed under the slab is to get a 24 minimum coverage before it's done. That's Kwame.
I'm just laughing because I know what he's saying in his mouth on the video. That's why I'm giggling.
That's Kwame Ekwesi. Yeah, Ekwesi is a very, very hard-working guy. Yeah.
They're the jokers, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, it's good. It's good to have
Yeah.
some people at workplace who keep the laugh on to get other people motivated.
So there you see the block work there in the middle where the guy's just leveling it out. That's the steps that go up to the next section where you can see the yellow top.
So now that the slab has been casted, you can see the guys just doing the final finishes. The next stage is to do the retaining wall and start working on the lower ground floor -1. That is where you had a cinema room. I end up creating additional space for a bedroom, and then there is a shower and a sauna, and then mechanical room.
And it was at this point that obviously the team saw an opportunity to utilise this section here where the yellow is to create the extra space and also the redesign of the pool area. So it was going to be a courtyard, wasn't it?
Yeah. The right hand side where the guy is doing the foam work, and that side was meant to be a courtyard, but by constantly reviewing what is happening on the side, it was a better outcome.
Yeah, so we had a redesign of the structural area for the pool, design meetings, and then once that was done, then we was able to look at how the pool and the retaining wall all ties together, because it's really important that that is done at the right time. We can't continue going up until that's done.
Yes, so the guy is just working on the retaining pool now. He's as Nikki said, this is where all the levels are rechecked, all the design being reworked out to say what is the best outcome for the build. Because originally all this space will be this where the foam work is on the right, the cabinet is working will be a courtyard, but now there is a pool there, there is a sauna room, there's a mechanical room, there's a shower, there's a cinema room down here, there is a guest room down here. So a lot of work has gone into delivering a fantastic space for the client.
Once you've done the preparation works for the pool here, this is obviously underneath the ground level for the pool. What will be the next level, which will be the ground floor, where the living area is. You'll come out and then you'll have like the pool area will be starting on that floor. So what we're doing here is sub the pool area.
So one of the important things also to consider when you're working on the slab line, apart from constantly checking the level, is coordination, talking to all the tradesmen that they understand the design, they speak to each other, everyone knows the levels they're working to, the carpenter understand what is the outcome, because if you don't speak to them, you don't explain things to them, and you just assume everybody knows what they were doing, you have a work that output that is disjointed. So it's just speaking to the people, explaining to everybody why their part is very important. Everyone is equally important. That is how you're able to deliver a product that achieve the objectives of the design. Because when you begin to speak to people, everyone understands the importance of their part, how everything comes in together. So the term I use to them, I tell the people, is from the people who are the laborers um, to the masons to the foreman, that we are all a team. It's a system. So if one person is not performing, that will affect the outcome. And I'm glad that there are people who started with us as masons. We said this before, who has progressed now and as mason laying blocks when there is a need for. So it has been very great for them.
Yeah, and the guys that started on our own building project and built our house, so they know what standards we want and what we expect. So they've been working with us for a while. So we're really pleased that they're stuck it out with us and they're making progress. For those of you who have watched the channel for a long time now, I just want to say thank you for sticking it out with us and supporting us on this journey. And for those of you who are new or have recently been watching our videos, if you aren't already subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe. And if you're watching this video, hit the like button so we see how many people we're interacting. Obviously, we see how many video views we're getting, but do interact with us. It helps the algorithms, it helps people to see, but also helps us to feel motivated to continue making the videos. So thank you, everyone.
So the retaining wall is done. What we're doing, this is the first stage. This was on the right hand side of the screen, goes further down than this. And what we just waterproofing, and the waterproofing we use, you see the yellow bucket, those are sika bitumen waterproofing. It's a bit expensive than other ones on the market, but we give the option to the client. Our recommendation as a sika approved contractor and applicator, we use the sika product, which we can guarantee the quality.
Yeah, and Sika is an internationally renowned company that's known worldwide. So I'm sure if you see the logo, you recognize it instantly. So they have some fantastic products. We've worked and used that product on our own house and on of our projects, and it's proving to be really worth the extra slight money, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I think it's when you have a quotation, someone tells you they use it Sika, because one of my friend was building recently. Someone quoted him for Sika, and we find out that the product is not a Sika product. You need to make sure you are buying the right product from the right source, from the direct from the factory. The factory is in Ghana.
Yeah,
If
and we do also have competitive rates from our source as well. So if you do need waterproofing products, do hit us up and we'll try to help you out.
yeah, So yeah, so now that all the retaining walls is done to the level it needs to be, the guys are here now. This is casting of the columns.
Of level -2.
Level -2. So effectively, originally intent these were meant to be the basement level, but this now become a useful space. It's by a level -1. Then these are the columns effectively holding the rest of the living space and the bedroom. So the columns have been sized specifically based on the loading of the building.
Yeah, and if you fast forward this whole area above that, we'll have a large decking, which will create the whole living area space. So it's a huge open plan living area on the ground floor when we get to that as well.
Even here, look at the view just across there. Just let me have a treadmill there and just 7 o'clock, even and just run down and just enjoy the view.
It's a workout before you even get there if you start walking down the mountain.
It is. I think it's this side, the lower station, the road there. It's a bit of a trek to come up.
Yeah, well, you'll be back on the ground shortly, so you'll be there making some nice aerial footage and some video walkthroughs for the viewers of the channel whilst we're there.
Yeah.
So they'll be coming up as well. If you haven't already done so, you can also check out other projects on our playlist on the channel. So there's lots of things going on for us at the moment. So head over and have a look.
Yeah, I think it's this casting there, the way the casting is done is just amazing. It's because I think you began to see the cast a couple of them. I think about 5 hours they're able to remove it and cast the rest. But it's just amazing how quickly it goes than the traditional firmware, whereby you got to have a carpenter here days trying to do this circular columns to take days, but this process is quite fast, and then the finish is quite
it's a lot smoother, isn't it?
Yeah,
The template ones.
Yeah, so today, whilst the guys started casting those columns that are ready, the steel burner is on site, also making preparation for. There's a couple of them, if you see, which were not at the right height. So the steel burner is on site, and then he will finish the columns before the guys. Then they can cast all, because the plan is to cast all the same day, which we were able to do. So you can see some of them now. They've removed the firmware from it.
You start to see the volume, isn't it, of the house?
Yeah, it is. I think it's to me, when I look where I know where we are now, when I see now, I keep saying to the client to say, I look at where we were back in April and what we have achieved. It's like, my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's still when they're working now on the columns reinforcement, which they'll do it, then they take it down, then it's like a sleeve. You push it down to the one that is there, then it's extended to the level it needs to be.
There will be a little sneak peek at the end of this video of where we're going to be now, so hang in there and you'll see that at the end. I'll just give you a short overview of the products and services that we are offering. Obviously, those of you who have watched us for a while, we have been able to get to a position where we are offering design and build services. So we're building properties for people, but we're also helping with purchasing of stone-coated roofing sheets, and we're also able to help people with metal decking. And obviously in this video we've mentioned the Sika products that we're able to help you to purchase, as well as damp-proof membrane, damp-proof course, and your joining tape as well. So those are some of the services that we're offering. So our number is on the screen, so you'll be able to contact us for any inquiries. We also have PND Construction. If you search PND Construction Ghana, there's a website as well. It's got all our information on the projects, and there is also a contact link. You can send us an email via the website.
Yeah, as you can see, majority of the columns have been casted down. I think it's good that we were able to cast this one day, because if this is another day. So it's good. It's good that yeah, this was cassette one day.
That's the quantity surveyor in you saying
Mhm.
budget, budget, budget.
It is. It is. It is. Isn't it? It's always looking at the say. If you can do it one day, it's cheaper because you rent these stores are rent to you per day, and then the guys have to come back. Then it's more cost. So it is. So you can see the step is now formed now to go to that level, and then over here there's another step now to go to the other level. So even oh, we miss another level because it's another level. So
We're all confused with what the levels are.
but it won't be revealed. It won't make sense of the end. When we finish the whole of the substructure because we're nearly there now. Currently, we're working on the pool. Once the pool is finished, there's a bit of filling to be done at the upper ground level. Then we're ready for casting of the upper ground floor.
Yeah, and I did put a sneak peek on the community section of our YouTube channel yesterday, which was an aerial view of where we are now. So if you do look at that, you'll get to see from an aerial view of where we are. So it's a little bit of a teaser there for you. But yeah, I think we're doing really good. I'm really happy where we are with it. Let us know in the comments down below what you're thinking, what you're seeing. How do you think we've got on from where we started? When we came on site, there was slight little holes in the certain areas of the land where a previous contractor had made attempt to, but had struggled to get round the design aspects of it. From there to where we are now, let us know how you think we've got on. Let us know your ideas for the space and the views. Yeah, it's just great to interact with you. So I'd like to hear from you in the comments.
Yeah, to me, this is a project that we're doing. It's similar to what I do here day to day. You got a full design team, you got people you're speaking to at high level intellectual conversations of how to achieve certain levels of a design and output. So it's fantastic experience that I'm glad I'm working on this project.
Yeah, and I think that's where it's been good for the workers, isn't it? Because they're gaining so much experience.
Yeah. So this is part of what is coming next week. So in the next episode, you'll see how we did our drainage. This is where we are currently at this level where we go the cinema rooms and the bedrooms. So
That's your teaser.
that's a teaser.
So come back for the next episode and let us know what your thoughts. Thank you for joining.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.